The Galactic Council had administered the ice test for 3,000 years. It was simple, brutal, and absolute. Drop a species on Frostworld during the killing season, give them basic tools, and see if they could survive 48 standard cycles. The frozen wasteland had claimed every challenger. The Vakari, with their triple-layered exoskeletons, had lasted 16 hours before hypothermia shut down their nervous systems. The mighty Gorvak, beings of pure muscle and fury, had managed 22 hours before their metabolic fires couldn't compete with the endless cold. Even the crystalline hegemony, creatures literally made of living mineral, had shattered when their core temperatures dropped below critical thresholds. 47 species had attempted the test. 47 had failed. Now the humans wanted their turn. Ambassador Krell watched through the observation deck as the human transport descended toward Frostworld's surface. The planet below was a sphere of white death, where temperatures plunged to -60 degrees and winds howled at 200 kilometers per hour. The human delegation consisted of 3 individuals, a female leader named Lisa, a young male called Tom, and an elderly man who went by Jack. "This is unfortunate," muttered Krell to his aide. "They seem pleasant enough for primitives. Their deaths will be swift at least." The humans had arrived at the council chambers 3 months prior, requesting membership in the galactic community. Standard protocol demanded they pass either the combat trials, the psychic endurance gauntlet, or the ice test. Most species chose combat. The psychically gifted chose the mental challenge. Only the desperate or the foolish chose the ice. The humans had chosen ice without hesitation. Beginning descent to Frostworld's surface, came Lisa's voice through the communication array. Her tone was steady, almost cheerful. "Weather looks pretty rough down there." Krell activated the planetary sensors. The surface temperature was -58 degrees. Wind speeds were holding steady at 190 kilometers per hour. Snow fell in thick, blinding sheets. Perfect killing weather. "Humans have landed," reported the monitoring station. They are laughing?" Through the visual feed, Krell watched the 3 humans emerge from their transport. They wore thick coverings that seemed primitive compared to the advanced thermal suits other species had tried. The female was pointing at something in the snow, while the older male was gathering materials. "What are they doing?" Krell's aide asked. The humans had begun cutting blocks from the packed snow and ice. Working together, they arranged these blocks in a spiral pattern, each layer slightly smaller than the last. Within 2 hours, they had constructed a dome-shaped shelter with a small entrance tunnel. "Impossible," breathed Krell. They built a house. From ice. Inside their frozen shelter, the humans had done something even more remarkable. They had created fire. Not with advanced heating units or thermal generators, but with primitive combustion. The small flame warmed their shelter while the ice walls actually helped insulate them from the killing wind outside. Temperature inside the human shelter is now +5 degrees, reported the monitoring station. They appear to be comfortable. But the humans weren't finished. The older male, Jack, had taken some of the ice and placed it in a metal container over their fire. As the ice melted into water, he added dried plant matter from their supplies. Soon steam was rising from the container. They're making a hot beverage, Krell realized. They're turning the very thing that's supposed to kill them into something that keeps them alive. The first night passed. The humans slept in shifts, maintaining their fire and staying warm in their ice house. The second day brought a massive storm that would have flash-frozen any previous challenger. The humans simply reinforced their shelter and waited it out, sipping their hot drinks and talking quietly. By the third day, other council members had gathered to watch. Word had spread throughout the station that something unprecedented was happening on Frostworld. 41 hours and counting, announced the monitoring station. Humans remain healthy and active. The breakthrough came on the 4th day. Instead of simply surviving, the humans began improving their situation. They built a second shelter, then a third. They created a system for collecting and melting ice for water. They even fashioned crude tools from the frozen landscape itself. At 46 hours, Tom radioed the observation station. "Hey, is anyone else going to join us down here? We've got plenty of hot tea, and we figured out how to make this place pretty cozy." Krell stared at the monitor in disbelief. They want company. They want company on the planet that has killed 47 species. The 48-hour mark came and went. The humans were not only alive, but thriving. They had turned a world of death into a place where they could live, work, and even find comfort. More importantly, they were offering to share that comfort with others. When the transport finally arrived to collect them, the humans seemed almost disappointed to leave. That was fun, Lisa said as they prepared for departure. We should do winter camping trips more often. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session within hours of the humans' return. The debate raged for days. Some members argued that the test had been passed through cheating or luck. Others insisted that using environmental materials was against the spirit of the challenge. Ambassador Krell rose to address the assembly. The ice test was never about surviving through superior technology or natural resistances. It was about adaptation, ingenuity, and the will to live. The humans didn't just survive Frostworld, they made it livable. They took the instrument of their destruction and turned it into the means of their salvation. He paused, looking around the chamber. Then they offered to share that salvation with others. If that doesn't qualify them for membership in our community, then perhaps we need to reconsider what our community represents. The vote was unanimous. Humanity was welcomed into the Galactic Council with full membership rights. Later, as Krell reviewed the mission records, he found something that made him smile. The humans had left their ice shelters intact on Frostworld's surface, along with supplies and instructions written in multiple galactic languages, just in case someone else needed them. It was, he realized, a very human thing to do.